on the rule of law, but rather is part of a political game. It refers to Oluya as part of a criminal enterprise. Clear, defending your homeland is no criminal matter. It is just a necessary response when you are a victim of aggression and invasion. Let us go back to July 1995, when this so-called criminal enterprise was planned. We all know what was happening. Muslim safe havens Žepa and Srebrenica were invaded, and thousands of civilians were slaughtered. The world showed its concern. World leaders cautioned the Serbian military leadership. It expressed its strong dismay and pleaded for peace. This, as you may remember, was pretty much more of the same that we saw in 4 years in fighting in Croatia. We saw it in Škabrnje, we saw this in Voćin, we saw it in Dubrovnik, we saw this in Vukovar. Each time the world expressed its concern, more Croatian territory was invaded, its people killed and expelled, houses looted, and cultural treasures were destroyed. The concern of the world notwithstanding, Croatia and Bosnia-Herzegovina was being systematically destroyed. Close to 1 million refugees, hundreds of thousands killed, and many cities, towns, and villages destroyed. So let's go back to July 1995, the status quo, with one difference. The Serbian military leadership decided to invade Bihać and commit the same type of genocidal acts as they did in Srebrenica and so many other places. The world again showed its concern, but we know what that means. Nothing. Only one thing could stand in their way, and that was the Croatian military. The Croatian military liberated the people of Bihać through Oluya from preventing a humanitarian disaster. For Croats, this offensive signaled the end of war, the liberation of its country, and a return to normal life. Imagine, if you will, if Canada was subject to invasion, all of its cities being shelled and people fleeing as refugees. This would be intolerable, as would a toothless world community telling us to be calm and telling the aggressor that they are very concerned. Oluya saved the people of Croatia and the people of Bosnia-Herzegovina. It hastened peace because the Serbian military leadership was finally able to understand that they did not hold all of the chips. Generals Gotovina and Markac were key in this operation. Their leadership ensured success. The tribunal says that they are war criminals. We say the tribunal got it wrong. The tribunal ignored key witnesses who testified that the shelling was not indiscriminate. They ignored witnesses who explained the due diligence performed by our generals to avoid harm to civilians. Did civilians die? Yes, and this is very unfortunate. We condemn all atrocities, but we cannot and will not accept the scapegoating of General Gotovina and General Markac. They defended freedom. They liberated Croatia. They prevented the slaughter of Muslims and Croats. They hastened the peace process. When I look at the tribunal in the Netherlands, I am reminded of the fact that Dutch soldiers shook Ratko Mladic's hands. They posed with him for photographs and had a few drinks with him just before his men set about on their murderous ways. How ironic it is that in a Dutch city, those who save civilians are judged, yet nothing is mentioned about the laissez-faire attitude of their own co-nationals in their own country. Croats, whether in Croatia or the diaspora, whether supporters of the right, center, and left, are outraged and feel betrayed by this decision. We stand together here in unity, in condemnation of an unjust sentence. We urge that the rule of law is applied in the appeal process. We look forward to the day when General Gotovina and General Markac return to their homeland. And this demonstration is just the start. It's our first reaction to an unjust decision. We are planning further appeals and further actions for all of you. We're speaking of having a demonstration in Ottawa next Saturday, and we're hoping that you can go back to your communities. I see people here from London, from Hamilton, from Oakville, Toronto, Mississauga, Norval, Windsor. We need all of you to come back, to help us bring this message forward. We will continue to press for justice until Gotovina and Markac are free. Thank you.
Bravo, Ivane.